Watch us live stream at twitch.tv/Inez27. Live stream times are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Follow us on Twitter at SeemsGoodMagic. And please support my eBay store by going to SeemsGoodMagic.com, clicking on the icon, and purchasing some playsets and singles. Thanks, and enjoy the video. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for another 8-4 M14 Draft. Plenty of options to go into in this pack. Rare is fine, but I don't think it's the pick. We've got Doomblade, Pacifism, Claustrophobia, which means, do we want to go black? Do we want to go white? Do we want to go blue? I've been hearing blue is sort of like supposed to be the best color. At least that's what Sam Black has been talking about. He's sort of been talking about forcing blue, which kind of motivates me to take the Claustrophobia. Not as good as Pacifism, but both Claustrophobia and Pacifism are acceptable picks out of here. A little less the Doomblade, simply because there's a Liturgy in here as well. So someone else is going to move in on black if we take one of these cards. Deadly Recluse, also a good green pick. I mean, literally any color I wanted to go into. So why don't we take the Claustrophobia, go a little bit deeper blue, or try and make blue work. Oh, wow. Past the Colossal Whale. You know, he is 7 mana, but Colossal Whale is really good. I like this card. Totally played it incorrectly, I believe, in the last video I posted. By the way, sorry about the delay on getting this video up. It's been a little while. I've been hard at work on a project, so hopefully I'll have more to talk to you guys about with that soon. I'm planning on writing a blog. Maybe by the time I post this video, I'll have that blog up about the project I'm working on. Anyway, let's take the Colossal Whale because it eats creatures. I like him. He's good. Disperse also good. Time Eb's fine. Maybe Time Eb wasn't... Time Eb, I guess, is a little more specific in what kind of deck it works best in, if that makes any sense. It's not like you just slam Time Eb whenever you're playing blue. I mean, you can play it in any blue. It's just you're really going to find it shining in a certain type of deck. A good deck with maybe a lot of evasion, tempo, that sort of plan, as opposed to a late game plan. Time Eb becomes a little bit worse. But happy to take Colossal Whale there. It's a good 7-drop card. Well, Rumbling Baloth is quite good. People have been talking about Bubbling Cauldron quite a bit. Obviously, Bubbling Cauldron shines the most when you're in either white for maybe Angelic Accord, or black for the Festering Newt. Bog-Brew Witch, synergy, of course. You know, its intentional purpose, what it was made for. Rumbling Baloth is fine. I don't mind him. Cauldron keeps us a little more open, but it's only 3rd pick. There was only one good green pick out of the first pack. Rumbling Baloth is very good. Rumbling Baloth is one of the better green commons, for sure. I like it even more than Marauding Maulhorn. So I think I'm going to take the Baloth. I do like Bubbling Cauldron too, but we'll see. Okay, now we have Giant Spider, Charging Griffin, Nightwing Shade. Dark Prophecy is cool when you can make that deck work, but doesn't look like this deck likely is going to be able to do that. Let's take the Giant Spider. I like the blue. I definitely like a blue-green plan if we have some sort of survivor idea, if that makes sense. Just Giant Spider definitely helps with that, but if you get enough fatties in a deck, you can just go survivor mode and just try and live as long as you can so you can resolve your bombs. But currently we only have 1 bomb. But Rumbling Baloth definitely wins games on its own. And Giant Spider is a pretty good blocker, so that could work. Okay, here there's Frost Breath and there's Coral Merfolk, but we perhaps want the Shimmering Grotto. We've already got a couple double color spells. I guess Colossal Whale would be a little bit more difficult to cast if I didn't have double blue and tried to make it work with Shimmering Grotto. 7 mana is already difficult enough to get to, but Coral Merfolk, not amazing. And Frost Breath is actually good, but why don't we just make sure we get this uncommon? Let's just take this Shimmering Grotto, help our mana base already, since it's helping your mana base in this format is very difficult. Really not that much. Okay. Archaeomancer, Seacoast Drake, also a Blightcaster, which is interesting that it's that late, but Blightcaster tends to work a lot better in the black-white aura plan. So if I'm going to be blue-green, I want to be Survivor deck, I think. Archaeomancer, that means Archaeomancer is the better card, but I may just want the Seacoast Drake as a good early blocker. 2-drop, 1/3 flyer. Really can't ask for much more in terms of blocking, whereas Archaeomancer has much more like late game value, but you need to, I mean, you need to get to, not only do you need the ammo for Archaeomancer to recycle, but you need to have a game plan that's like conducive to wanting to return your ammo. So I'm taking the Seacoast Drake, which is the worst card, just because I want to have good blockers. Okay, that's a pretty late Celestial Flare. I don't know if I want to dip into white because of it. I can still take the Troll Hide, which is actually a perfectly acceptable card. It's not quite what I had envisioned for this deck, but you can still take it. It's not like it's a big deal. People have been telling me I should give, maybe not people, but a couple people mentioned Into the Wilds. I should at least mention this card. It is actually okay. It's cool. Potential card advantage. Do I want to take it? Maybe. But blue has the flyers, which makes me want to take the Troll Hide. I don't know. Maybe that's greedy. I don't know. All right. Definitely taking another Seacoast Drake here. They're perfectly acceptable, especially with the 4-drops we already have and the late game plan we already have. I'm a big fan of Seacoast Drake for that. He can get really, really obnoxious. Verdant Haven is not that bad of a choice. Time Ebb is good too, obviously. But like I said, this does not look necessarily like a good Time Ebb deck. I mean, Time Ebb's fine in general because it takes care of auras and it takes care of, I don't know, any creature that with like +1/+1 counters on it. You know, any artificially buffed creature, Time Ebb is a good way to get that. We're likely to see another Verdant Haven, so let's just take the Time Ebb. Even though it's sort of not really what this deck looks like it's probably going to do, I think it's wise to do here. All right, Plummet is good. Frost Breath is good too. Frost Breath definitely better in a deck when you produce a lot of creatures and then want to, get in so you can just tap their stuff down and get a good opportunity. But it buys time as well. I actually don't know what I like more. Plummet is also main deckable and very good. I think we're going to take the Frost Breath just because it's pretty useful all the time. Plummet, there's a chance that it's not as useful, but Plummet is very good in this format, no doubt. Here I guess we'll take a... what's the most obnoxious here? Maybe Lava Axe. I've lost to that before. All right, for Demolish, not in red. Let them know. Hopefully that signals something. We'll see. So pretty light green at the moment. Pretty decent blue picks, though. I think this plan is fine. Okay, Colonian Tusker, quite good. Also Divination. Sam Black usually, I think, picks Divination like over everything, but I don't necessarily know if I want to do that. I kind of want this Tusker, I'm not going to lie. I already have another Beast. Advocate of the Beast is in green. Both of these cards on their own are bomb. We already have a Shimmering Grotto to help with mana. And like I said, Tusker. Tusker's just very good. You land a 2-drop 3/3, sometimes that just takes the game over. You just get to a point they can't even recover. So I'm kind of tempted to take the Tusker. We are starting to get a little bit more color intensive by doing that, but he's a big threat. That Tusker is a big threat. I really like him a lot. So I do want the Divination, but I think I'm gonna take the Tusker here. So what else is good in the blue-green synergy plan? I like the Train Condor probably shines the most in the blue-green deck. You just make your fatties fly and get in there. Blue-green typically a little bit light on hard removal, but we already have one piece. Oh, wow. Well, that was a nice passed card. Also negate and disperse in here, but definitely taking the Gigantic Sliver. I don't even think there's any sort of argument against that. Another win con. Really solid, efficiently costed card. Good rare. Definitely taking Gigantic Sliver. Also disperse in there, which is pretty good. All right, now I think we're just going to take the Hunt the Week. I've already got quite a few fatties, and Hunt the Week, one of those few pieces of removal that is just good, like in the green deck all the time. Perfect replacement for Prey Upon, because Prey Upon was amazing and better than Hunt the Week, but I think Hunt the Week is a perfectly acceptable replacement that they put in core set. There's already so much good removal in this set, it really doesn't matter. And sometimes Hunt the Week can be better than Prey Upon too, so keep that in mind. All right, Spore Mound, also good, but we want the removal, so I'll pretty happily snatch that up. I don't feel comfortable taking multiple Shimmering Grottos. I think that already starts to hinder your deck. All right, we can take a second Hunt the Week. I'm totally fine with that. They're even good with Seacoast Drakes. Turn them into 2/4s, eat 2 toughness guy. I like that. Woodborne Behemoth, also good. Good 5-drop. But let's get another piece of removal here. Usually removal is a little bit more difficult to get than the creatures. All right. Divination, Plummet, Disperse, all good. We're going to take Divination. We want to draw our win cons and mana fixing and stuff. Divination's an important spell, so we'll take it. All right. I don't really care too much about these cards, so I think I'm going to hate the Master, which looks like it's actually pretty annoying against our deck. And Master's just a phenomenal card. I think Master really shines against what we're trying to do as well, which is stall out and win late game. We'll take the Brindleboar here for sure. Get some cheaper creature. Still works fine with Hunt the Week. Good survivability. Ground Shaker Sliver is just a little too pricey for my taste. Sensory Deprivation's fine. I might take it over a second Frost Breath. Do I want to play multiple Frost Breaths though? Maybe. I mean, it's not like Frost Breath's terrible by any means. I guess Sensory Deprivation's better when you have a bunch of evasive creatures. I don't really like it as much when you're a bunch of ground troops. So maybe Frost Breath is better. It is a little pricier, whereas Sensory Deprivation just cheaply takes care of something. I'm going to take the Frost Breath. In this deck, I would still play Frost Breaths over Time Ebb currently. This deck can main deck a Plummet. I've seen some sick synergies with Elixir of Immortality. Some person beat me with the Bog-Brew Witch, all 3 cards, and then just Elixir and kept recycling. It was pretty obnoxious. It was really obnoxious, actually. And take the Plummet. Alright, Negate is actually totally main deckable. Naturalize is a very excellent sideboard card I'd like to have, but Negate is straight up just main deckable. Alright, table the Spore Mound. That's a pretty good sign. Didn't get that Verdant Haven like I was expecting to see. Another one. But wow. It's a good sign for green, huh? It's one of the latest Giant Growths I've ever seen. I don't care if my opponents play either of these. And that's a good signal to my left that, hey, white and red's open. Okay, so now that player that I just showed on my left that white and red is open, we'll see if they we'll see if that signal gives them any indication on what direction their deck should be. We've got a pretty good looking deck here already. We've got our good late game plan. Decent amount of removal. Decent amount of early stall element as well. Definitely need some more creatures, but we'll figure it out. Okay, pack 3. I've got the Vastwood Hydra. I'm pretty tempted to pick that. That would represent a perfect additional win con for this deck. I like Deadly Recluse a lot too. Definitely good with Hunt the Week. But Vastwood Hydra is a little more bomby, which I think I like. One more bomb, and I'm pretty pleased with where this deck's direction is going to be. I definitely need some more early game, but I'm really happy I picked up those Seacoast Drakes. And maybe we table either the Essence Scatter or the Coral Merfolk to fill out a little bit more. I just don't want to pass the Vastwood Hydra. He is actually a legitimately powerful card. Okay, Train Condor. This actually looks like it could be a Train Condor deck pretty easily. Also Phantom Warrior, which is good, but Train Condor is definitely more of what this deck could abuse with all those fatties, so... And we need more creatures either way. I think we started thinking we were going to be blue intensive, but after pack 2, getting that late of green cards, it does appear that we're going to be more green oriented. All right, we're going to slam Opportunity here. Yeah, we're short on creatures, but Opportunity is insane. Water Servant's very good too, but Opportunity is just insane. All right, good choices here. Advocate, Train Condor, Scroll Thief. This is a 23 card deck, so my first thing that I'm cutting is probably the Troll Hide, actually. I don't really think we need the Aura plan in this deck. Any sort of auras, really. I feel like we just want make sure we've got removal and fatties and survivability. So maybe the 2/3's better, but Train Condor works worse with Hunt the Weak, but better with Tusker, Baloth, Sliver, Whale, Hydra. Just so much synergy with our late game plan. I mean, Scroll Thief is very good too. Very good with Hunt the Weak. Very good blocker. I don't know. I'm going to take another Condor. That was sort of my initial plan anyway. All right, we can go Rootwalla here. We can go Divination. I like Divination a lot. I think we're going to take the Rootwalla just because we're short on creatures, and Rootwalla is an amazing card. Defensively, offensively, it's good when keeping up counter spells. It's good beating in and not pumping, so you still get your mana and still get in. I do like the second Divination too, but I'm going to take the Rootwalla. All right, wow. Wowzers. I think we're taking the Recluse now instead of the third Seacoast Drake. Third Hunt the Weak could be acceptable too. But let's get a 2-drop here. So I'm going to take Deadly Recluse. Also Howl. Just tons of good picks in there. Wow. Deadly Recluse is for days. So awesome. This deck really came together now. Wow. Third Hunt the Weak. Hooks me up. So, had I picked up that super early Bubbling Cauldron, Spore Mound would have looked much better. I did kind of forget about that piece of synergy. So now I'm trying to think what I picked over the... What did I pick over that? Now I have to go back and look. Whatever. I'll figure it out. Coral Merfolk or Lay of the Land. I mean, we're fairly color intensive. We do have the Shimmering Grotto already, but maybe I want to do the... Nah, I don't know if I want to do Lay of the Land. We've already got card draw. Let's just take the Merfolk, just in case. We'll take a Ranger's Guile. I don't think we need triple Frost Breath. I don't even really think we need Ranger's Guile necessarily, but let's just load up our sideboard, because we already have tons of good sideboard cards now. So we can really sort of pick and choose how we want to design our main deck. Like maybe we don't even need the Frost Breaths and the Time Ebbs. Tabled Advocate, which is pretty amazing. Definitely would like to make that work. Fog, whatever. Second last pick, Seacoast Drake, which is like totally playable in here too. Yeah, we've got some Omega options at our disposal now. We don't even need to main deck some of our counter spells. We can just really focus on cheap defenders to buy us time to get to our late game. Like 1/3 is a relevant power toughness at 2 mana. Very relevant. Maybe we don't even need the Brindlebore. This is actually 23 right here, and it looks really nice. I like it a lot. It's a very good plan. A lot of good defenders, a lot of cheap defenders, a lot of good ways to win in the late game, a lot of good sideboard options that are main deckable, but maybe for consistency, we just want to main deck our good defenders. Decent card draw and divination opportunity. Yeah, I think this deck came together actually really nicely. It's got a great plan. This is the 23. Am I missing something? So, like, our sideboard plan includes Ranger's Guile, Plummet, Naturalize, even Brindlebore if we need some more life gain for some reason. Frost Breaths, Negate for, like, Planeswalkers. And like I said, totally main deckable. I can totally, if anybody wanted to argue that, I'm not going to argue it. I think all of those are main deckable. However, this deck looks good. This setup like this, I think. Because we've got decent removal at our disposal still. Very good refill our hand. Quite a few expensive cards. I mean, you can cast Hydra for like 5 and make them a 3/3, which isn't bad either. So we've got a good amount of late game plan. Didn't end up getting any synergies with the Megantic Sliver, but that really doesn't matter since he's just a 6-mana 6/6. That's pretty hyper efficient. Train Condors, I think I'm still pretty happy I picked him up. Yeah, this deck looks fine. Not a ton of removal, but very good, like I said, very good early game plan for defense and survivability in the late game if we can see our lands. So I think this deck is actually pretty good. Let's take a look at the colors. More green than blue. We do have a Shimmering Grotto. So let's see what they say. 9/7. So this would be like 10 green, 8 blue sources with the Shimmering Grotto. I'm okay with that. I mean, we really do want to turn to Clonian Tusker. So I think that's acceptable. Otherwise, I'm doing 8 and 8, which I don't like as much. We have more green. All right, let's do this. All right, looks pretty good. I'll see you guys round 1.